Well, listeners, there is a tour coming up that we know a lot of you are going to be very, very interested in. Mood Lifters are coming to Australia to bring their amazing tribute to Rush to the stage here in Australia, and we thought today we would actually get one of the members of the band on the phone to chat a little bit about this tour. So welcome to the program, Ben.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
No worries. Now, Ben, tell us a little bit about Mood Lifters, because, of course, you guys are recognized in the world as one of the best Rush tribute bands in the world. Tell us a little bit about how the band first started and how you became involved with it all.
Well, okay. So we started in late 2021. It was sort of an offshoot. I'd been in a previous Rush tribute band with our bassist and keyboard player Isamu Kakatani. That band was called Xanadudes, a tribute to Rush. I joined that band just 2 shows really before COVID hit and the COVID lockdowns kicked in. We still were able to do some outdoor shows and so forth during COVID, but that really did make things pretty difficult. And then at one point, because the band was so geographically spread out, we decided to disband. We were having difficulty with some of the geographical issues, but then later Isamu decided to form a new tribute band more locally and asked me if I'd join, and so that was the seeds of Mood Lifters. We then went out and found Matt, just a phenomenal drummer. We found him on YouTube playing some Dream Theater stuff. We thought if he could play Dream Theater, he could play Rush. It turns out that Neil Peart was a bigger influence on his drumming life than even Mike Portnoy and the Dream Theater stuff. So he was excited about the project, and then he joined. We did have an original singer that was not Rocky Cooner, our current singer, and he was with us for a few months, but he had some scheduling difficulties. And right when we were down in the dumps, trying to find the right singer, because it's difficult to find someone that can sing Rush, we had a reach out from Rocky's family, from her father, who saw us on YouTube and said, hey, you guys are great. Rocky be interested in playing a few shows with you once in a while if you need a sub. And we were like, a sub? No, we need a singer. And we were just blown away because, of course, we all knew Rocky from her days in Why Not? And we were just absolutely thrilled that she was interested. And I didn't even know she was local. So for me, that too was a revelation. So anyway, it seemed to fall together magically at that point, and it's all been go since then.
What is it about the music of Rush that you love? Tell us a little bit about that journey. When did you discover Rush, and what was it about their music that made you fall in love with the music?
It's funny because you're not supposed to like, when you're a small child or a young man, I should say. I mean, I was in junior high school and high school. You're not supposed to like the music your sisters like, right?
Yep.
And my sisters really liked Rush, where they were playing, the 8 tracks and then the albums on their stereos, and I could hear them in the other room, and I didn't pay much attention to it. And then in 1982, I went to live in New York with my dad, and MTV was just starting out at that point in time, and they were not in LA yet, but they were in New York, and they played the Exit Stage Left broadcast. They broadcast that. I didn't realize it was a commercial release. I thought it was just a concert that they were airing, and they said they were going to, and I was just blown away. I was like, these guys are unbelievable, forget what the sister stigma is gone. I have to like this band. This band's amazing. And then, from there, I was just obsessed almost immediately, going and buying albums from the back catalog and gradually working my way through that. And the first new album that came out for me after that, because Signals was already out at that point, was Grace Under Pressure. And so, by then I was just, it was like, that band's everything at that point.
Definitely. So tell us a little bit about this Australian tour. How do you feel about being able to bring the band and to bring this show to Australia?
Oh, we are over the moon. We couldn't be any more excited. So I was actually well aware of the fact that Rush had never played over in Australia, and we reached out. We received a reach out from DRW Entertainment and Dave Williams, who was tipped off by Joshua Batten, who said, these guys are great, and nobody has Rush never toured here, and maybe you should bring them over. So we got a reach out from him, and it seemed natural from there. We took a period of a few months to just sort of plan everything out, but we to us it's definitely a natural extension. Rocky and I just went over to Scotland in May to play at Rushfest Scotland, and so this has turned out to be quite a year of travel for mood lifters related activities. But we're just so excited to be coming to Australia, and we were hoping that it's actually very special to be able to play the music that we've loved our whole lives, and do it with an audience that isn't sort of seen it too many times. This is going to be kind of new for a lot of the people in the audience, and we're excited about that.
Was that something that you always imagined for this band, that you would go international and play internationally, or is that something that's come as a complete surprise to you?
Oh, our mission is to conquer the world. But maybe one small trip at a time. We all have other jobs and busy lives, but we want to take this as far as it can go, and we never set any limits on what we were going to do in this band, or had any smaller expectations. We believed we'd take it as far as the music and the interest could go, and knowing how awesome Rush is, we knew it could go pretty far. So to be able to play this music to us is a privilege. It's been the soundtrack of our lives, for the most part. So we want to take it as far as it can go, and if that means eventually even more frequent international tours, we'd certainly be open to that and would find ways to make that happen.
Now, of course, this is a show with a little bit of a difference as well, because as part of this show, you're going to be playing moving pictures in full. Tell us a little bit about that. I know that was partly because of that's what Rush did on the Time Machine tour, but tell us a little bit about what that means to you, being able to play moving pictures in full.
Well, Moving Pictures was, sort of the preeminent album at the time that I got into Rush. It was still fresh in the public consciousness, and it was a big part of me falling down that rabbit hole. So it's got a personal place for me in my heart, but it just has its own special feel to it. And it's the obvious album to play because it's sort of their most prominent album, but it has a special feel to it. And we decided that in doing that, in these shows, we wanted that segment of the show to have its own kind of feel to it. And I think we've succeeded at that. We've got some things to tie it all together a little bit in between the songs, and we just that's something where I want fans to be able to settle in after the intermission and say, this is like putting a record on, and we're gonna all sit back and have a giant listening party, together. So that's the way it's. I think it's going to feel, and it certainly felt that way when I was lucky enough to go to the Time Machine shows and see Rush do it. So
yeah,
it's an experience.
Awesome. So how do you go about picking the other tracks that you're going to play at these shows as well? Because like you said, Rush never played in Australia, so this is for a lot of people the first time they'll ever get to see these tracks played live. Does that influence you with what other tracks you play as part of these shows as well?
It absolutely does, but it also creates a major source of tension. Rush always said it themselves. Their catalog's just so vast that they could never play all the songs they would want to play in the allotted time one evening. That they know some of the fans want to hear one thing or another thing, and we recognize that. Everyone, it'd be great if everyone could hear exactly the songs they want to hear. Maybe your favorite deep cut or something along those lines. What we try to do is make sure that we delivered a real Rush show experience. What we're doing is not something unlike what Rush would do. That doesn't mean that we don't play some songs that they maybe didn't play live or play frequently live. Because what we're trying to do is play. Obviously, we'll play the hits, and that kind of thing. So it's important to hit the. There's certain songs you just have to play, and we enjoy it anyway. But we wanted to also do a few really special songs that speak to us as Rush fans, that we know if they're speaking to us, they're going to speak to other Rush fans. There's many of them are songs that at one point or another Rush played live, maybe for a couple of tours here and there. But we also, the other struggle is we wanted to do sort of like some experiences, something a little bit. We're stretching out. It's in the press release, so I'm not giving anything away. But we're playing the entire 18-minute side one of Hemispheres, in addition to playing the Moving Pictures album, and that Cygnus X1 Book 2. It's a challenge, but that's one of those experiences. If you grew up listening to Rush, or if you guys fell down the rabbit hole that we fell down, that's a piece, that's an experience to hear live from start to finish. So that's our goal. But we also wanted to conquer the various eras and make sure that if someone's into the old school stuff, they get plenty to chew on. And if they like the newer sort of phase of Rush when they went through the synth period, there's something for everybody in this set list. And we're cramming a lot into the time allotted we have. We don't have a lot of time between songs to waffle around the stage, but it's going to be a packed show. We're pretty proud of this set list. We think it's going to be fun.
Definitely. And I've got to ask, is there anything that you're hoping to do in Australia away from the stage while you're here as well? Is there anywhere you want to go and check out or anything like that?
Oh, if it came down to I would want to see so much. Unfortunately, we've got 5 shows in 6 days, and we're going to be on the backside of the clock for the first part of it. So, I know it'll be a sort of a business trip and a little bit frantic to get all of these the shows in the time in the short stay. We do have one day off in Sydney, and I'm definitely looking forward to enjoying that. It happens to be my birthday, so that's extra nice. And I know that our singer Rocky is very much committed that she wants to hold a koala, and I think if she doesn't get that chance, she's going to be very quiet on the flight back. So we have to find a way to get her to a zoo or some place where she can get that chance.
Definitely. There's a few places that you'll be able to do that, so that should not be a problem for Rocky. But Ben, to finish off, what would you like to say to people out there who are already coming along to these shows or are thinking about coming along to these shows? What would you like to say to them?
Well, if you're thinking about coming along, definitely come along, because this is going to be an incredible night. We've really worked hard to put together an incredible night for everybody. But if you've already got tickets, we can't wait to see you. We came up with our name Mood Lifters because that's really the vibe we wanted for the band. It was obviously a line in the song Vital Signs. So we just wanted this band to be a very positive experience, and that has come through in the shows that we do here in the States. It's a feel good kind of thing. It's strange because Rush can be like heavy material at times, but I guarantee if you do come out, even if you're not the biggest Rush fan or you just like rock in general, you like hard rock, you're going to see something you don't see very often from sort of the run of the mill hard rock bands. I mean, Rush was a real experience. So please come out if you're thinking about it, and we hope you'll be rewarded. But we feel good about this show. Can't wait to be there.